Made about $42,000 from one digital product in the space of 2 months, and in this video I want to show you exactly how I was able to do that even with 0 followers on a brand new account, and how you can go ahead and do exactly the same. This is going to be a full comprehensive beginner's guide, a step-by-step tutorial that you can follow so you can start making some money tomorrow. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because not enough people realize that you should be starting a personal brand in 2024 and 2025. And the reason why I say that with such conviction is very simple. Every single business that you've ever started before in the past, you only knew that that business existed because somebody else was posting content on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. More often than not, they're telling you to run a business that they're not making their money from. If they're telling you to start SMMA, they're making more money from posting content and selling info products. So I'm going to show you how to do what they do and not do what they teach. And when I tell people to start a personal brand, I get so many objections and questions. And the two biggest objections that I get is, number one, people do not want to pick up their phone, they don't want to film a video, and they don't want to post it online. And the reason why is because they're scared of friends and family seeing their content. And the second problem that people have is, what is their YouTube channel going to be about? What Instagram videos are they going to post? And what is their product going to be? Right? Because the product informs your content and your content sells your product. So they don't know what their product's going to be. Now this video is going to be more geared towards what is your product going to be and how is that going to inform your content. I'm not going to try and change your belief and your mindset on filming videos. If you want that, go and watch some of my other stuff and you'll be able to get the answer to that. So in this video, I want to explain to you why you are the product, okay? And why it's so simple for you to actually start building something, okay? So let's kind of dive deep into this. When it comes to building a personal brand, where most people fall down and they struggle is because they try and recreate and just copy what somebody else is doing. The issue with that is a personal brand, including the name, is personal, right? You have to use your own personality. A lot of my friends are pretty funny, they're pretty out there, they're pretty hectic and chaotic, and their content's pretty good, right? But I can't duplicate that because it's disingenuous to who I am, and it's just not who I am. I can't create that kind of content. So I have to just lean into my strengths, create the content that I think is good for my own personality, and I'll attract my own audience. You have to do the same thing, right? Don't just copy everybody's thumbnails and copy everybody's subtitles and all that kind of stuff. And as soon as you start doing that, trust me, you're going to see so much more success. And the reason why is because you can now build a product that is just designed for you. If it's something that you would have bought, if that product is something that you would buy like a year ago or 3 years ago, then trust me, somebody else out there right now needs that product. And I'm going to explain exactly what you can do to build your own product. So this is what you need to do when it comes to building an info product, right? A digital product, info product, just a synonym. When you come to building an info product, you ideally need to, number one, help people either solve some form of problem or teach people how to learn some form of skill. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because these are both needs, right? People need to solve a problem, and people more often than not need to learn a skill, and they are attached to some form of outcome. Okay, so if you're solving a problem, it's because you want some solution to happen or some outcome to happen, right? When you're trying to learn a skill, you're not just really learning that skill for the sake of it, it's so you can do something with that skill. If you have that situation, it means that when it comes to marketing, you can sell the outcome and not your like function or your features and benefits of your product. Now, this is really simple, right? Because if you're learning computer programming, that's a skill. That's option number 2. You don't just learn computer programming for the sake of doing it. You learn it because either you want to land a job in tech, or maybe you want to build a game, or you want to make money from it, or you want to start your own software. Whatever it is, there's an outcome attached to it. Now, you as the marketer, you as the business owner will sell that outcome. I will show you how to build a game, or I'll show you how to land a job in tech by learning how to code. You teach them how to code, but you sell the fact that they're going to land a job in tech. Right? And the same goes with helping people solve a problem. The reason why is because these are needs. People need to solve problems and they need to learn skills. Whereas buying the latest iPhone is a want, right? People want the new iPhone, they want an Xbox, they want a new camera, they want a new car, but more often than not, they don't really need it. Now, you can do that when you have a massive brand, you can sell those kind of products, but it's really, really hard when nobody knows who you are. Now, the second biggest problem that I see people have when they start trying to build their own products and trying to actually start making money online with a personal brand is they spend so much time building the product. Right? Now, this is the last thing you want to do. You want to start posting content first, like finish this video and post your first piece of content. That's my biggest piece of advice. And the reason why I say that is because by the time that you finish building your product, you have already built some form of audience, some form of group of people that you can sell your product to. Whereas if you spend 6 months building your product, now you've got to spend another 6 months building an audience to sell it to, right? So you've just wasted 6 months of time, whereas you can be doing both at the same time. So straight away out the gate, you need to be filming content, but more often than not, if you don't know what your product's going to be or what your content's going to be about, it's going to be hard to, pick up your phone and start filming videos. So this is how you decide what your product's going to be and what your content is going to be. Now, there are 2 categories of producers. A producer is someone that actually creates content, right? Put something out there, right? Not a consumer that just engages and then just watches all this stuff on TikTok and Instagram every single day. Now, I call these a virtuoso and a neophyte. You can call it beginner and an expert, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really matter, but the principles still remain the same. Now, you're going to be watching this video right now, and I want you to put yourself into one of these buckets, okay? So I'm going to tell you which one you probably find yourself in. Now, a virtuoso, you'll know if this is you. You're an expert in your field. You're at the top of your game. You have years of knowledge. Maybe you've trained, transferred your skill to other people before. People aspire to be like you or similar to you or have the same skills as you or solve that problem that you've been able to solve. And a large cohort of people want to solve the problem that you've solved, or they want to learn the same skill that you've learned. Okay? Now, more often than not, you'll instinctively know that this is you. Now, but you've probably got a few years of experience. Maybe you're an expert coder. You've been doing it for a few years. You're very, very good at what you do. And there's a lot of people that want to learn how to do that. And you feel very, very comfortable teaching people how to learn that skill. Okay? If that's you, trust me, you'll know it's you. You'll have that feeling. Now, that's probably about 10% of people watching this video right now. The other 90% of people watching this, you probably come under the classification that I call a neophyte. Now, a neophyte is someone that has not yet gained all the knowledge needed to solve a problem or learn a skill. You're at the beginning of that process, but you're still ahead of other people. You're proficient, but you're not a pro. You have some knowledge, but are actively working to improve and get better. Other people are also on the same path as you. People are further behind than you are, but there's a lot of people that are still a lot better than you are. There are still people who know less than you do, but people also know more. You aspire to be like somebody else, but there are others further behind you in their journey. So you're kind of in that middle bracket. You're like a beginner to intermediate level of experience. Now, the reason why this is so important is because depending on which group you're in, it somewhat changes the style of content that you produce, and it somewhat changes the type of product that you create. For example, if you're a virtuoso, you will spend a lot of your time producing how-to content like this, right? Content that just shows you exactly how to solve the problem and learn the skill. That's the category that I fall under. If you're a neophyte, you're going to spend a lot of time producing content that just kind of documents your process. It documents you in that journey as you're getting better. Regardless of which category you're in, you'll still be spending your time helping people solve a problem or learn a new skill. Okay, so now you know which group you're in. The next step is really to work out what is your content going to be about? What are you going to be producing? What product are you going to be helping people with? Now, the first thing you need to be doing, you need to be looking at what is that one thing that you're actually learning how to do right now if you're a neophyte, right? I'm going to talk to this group of people because I think most people watching this will be a neophyte. If you're one of these people, what are you actively trying to learn right now? It could be just trying to get better at business, trying to make money online. It could be side hustles. You could be an artist. It doesn't really matter what it is. Just write down a list of things that you're actively working on right now, whether it's mindset, personal, work, career, doesn't matter. All right, write that list down, because the fact is you can make money on YouTube in any industry, in any niche. There is no such thing as what is the best niche to make money online in. And there's this fallacy that you have to teach people how to make money online to make money online. Trust me, that's not the case, and I'm going to prove it to you right now. All you need to do is go onto YouTube and type in any random niche, and we'll do this exercise together in just a second. But here are a few examples that I screenshotted, right? This guy is an expert painter, right? He's here to help simplify painting so you can get better faster. He teaches people how to oil paint, how to get better at portrait painting, why your portrait paintings look cartoonish and how to fix them, right? He gets millions of views, 1.3 million views, 1 million views, 800,000 views. That's what he does. He teaches people how to paint, right? You know what he does, right? He up here is a virtuoso. He's in the process. He's very good at what he does. He's experienced in his field, and he's teaching people how to learn a skill and also somewhat how to solve a problem, right? You can see in his content, he does two of these things, right? Why your portrait paintings look cartoonish and how to fix them, right? So that's a problem people have, and he's helping people solve that problem. But at the same time, he's also teaching people a skill. And it's not teaching people how to make money online. Now, if you go to his website, in all of his videos, he links his programs, right? His info products, his digital products. He has a course here, PPR, Portrait Painting 101. Learn to paint simple portraits in under a week with a simple method that is proven to blah, 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 whatever it is, right? $296. Landscape Painting 101. Start painting frame-worthy landscapes using my simple shortcuts, right? $236. This guy is selling a course, a digital product, an info product, whatever you want to call it, for $200 to $300, and he doesn't teach people how to make money online, right? So maybe you're an expert painter, maybe you're good at drawing, whatever it is, right? If you're a virtuoso, you can teach people how to do this thing in your content, or how to solve problems in your content. If you're just learning painting and you're semi-decent and you're actually getting better at it, then just document the process of you actually doing that every single day or whatever. Whenever you're doing a painting, just document you becoming an expert painter, right? Let's look at the second example, right? This is a guy called Jerry, right? He's a novelist. He is just producing content that teaches people how to write books and how to become best-selling authors, right? He's a 21-time best-selling author, whatever it is. I've never heard of this guy before, but, whatever, right? Here's his video, 3.8 million views, how to write a book, 13 steps from a best-selling author, how to write compelling dialogue, 682,000 views, how to write a novel, 483,000 views, right? And he's done the same thing, right? This guy, again, falls under the virtuoso bracket. His experience, he knows what he's doing. He's an experienced author. He's now teaching that skill set to other people. And again, he's got courses. He's got digital products. Anatomy of a Best-Selling Story, $249. Confidence Jumpstart, $129. Fiction Jumpstart, $149. These are all courses and digital products that teach people how to get better at writing books and novels, all right? So if you're not an expert novel writer, but you're a neophyte and you're writing a novel at the moment, just start producing content that documents you writing your own book. Because I can guarantee you there is someone that is behind the process, behind in that learning curve, and they still want to learn how to become a better writer, right? You're still better at something than someone. And more often than not, documenting the process of you learning how to write a book or learning how to paint or learning how to build a business can actually be really, really engaging for people to watch. And that's something that I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start producing content which just says like day one of trying to grow my business to $50,000 a month, right? I'm going to start documenting everything that I do because it's interesting for someone to watch. They can relate to you and they can engage with it, but they're still going to have questions and they're still going to buy your products. So this is another guy. This guy teaches people how to build games, all right? So if that's something that you're in, if you want to build a game or you are a game, again, this guy is a virtuoso. His experience, he knows what he's doing, but he didn't used to be. If you go back on his channel and you watch some of his previous videos, he's just documenting the process of him actually building his first game, and now he's moved into the platform of becoming a virtuoso, which is he's actually an expert at it now. He's built games for platforms like big platforms and also big YouTubers like PewDiePie, right? Again, here, 5 steps to making games, 1.1 million views. How to make a game alone, 1 million views. How to make 2D platforms, 597,000 views. And again, here he has a full-time game dev course, which is usually $1,000, which is now $600, all right? So a $600 course that he's selling, teaching people how to get better at making games, right? 2D indie games, all right? So my point here is there's so many different industries and niches and ideas that you can kind of jump into to build your own product and build your own ideas and sell your own stuff, okay? Now, if you're a virtuoso, just teach people how to do what you're already doing. If you're a neophyte, just show people what you're already doing in your content, and you can still sell courses, you can still sell coaching programs and consulting and digital products. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? Now, with that being said, how do you actually decide, if you're not actually currently working on something right now, how do you actually decide what the product's actually going to be? Where do you actually start? Now, there's this Japanese concept called Ikigai, which I imagine a lot of people are very, very familiar with. And essentially, this is the intermingle of like, right in the beginning, right in the middle of all of these things is your Ikigai, which is like your meaning of life, like the reason for being, why you're actually working and why you're actually living, what your purpose is. But this is really, really useful for you to work out how you can find a product idea or something that you can spend some time working on. And it's the mix between things you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. Okay? Now, more often than not, people often start building a product that falls into like one of these categories. Okay? Profession, passion, mission, or vocation. And where you're working your current job right now is typically what you're good at and what you can be paid for. But you don't really like it and nobody really needs it. You're just kind of pressing buttons at work and you're getting paid for it. And it's pretty boring and you don't enjoy it at all. If it's something that you love and the world needs it, that's your mission, right? What you love and what you're good at is your passion. That's what you really, really enjoy doing. And that's the danger, right? Passion, if you try and build a product around your passion, that is the biggest danger, because more often than not, you're not going to get paid for it and the world doesn't need it. And the worst thing about that is you start hating the thing that you enjoyed most because you're trying so hard to make money from it and people just don't want to buy it. And that's fine, because that's what you're good at and that's what you love. That's your passion. All right. So what you've got to do is you've got to try and find the mix between all of these different things here. Okay. So right in the middle is your Ikigai. This is what you're good at, what you love doing, what people need, and what you can actually make money from. Okay. If you can fit something into the middle of that box there, then you're going to be golden. So what I recommend you doing right now is writing out 4 columns: what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. Write down those 4 columns and just list out everything that you can think of in those different columns, and then see, does everything, like, do some market research. And I'm going to show you how to find product market fit in just a second. All right. But find out if there's something there that people actually want. Can you actually produce content on that? Are other people doing it? Now, let's just go onto YouTube really, really quickly. I want to show you something. Now, the reason why we're going to go onto YouTube is because I want to prove to you that competition is a really, really good thing to have. The reason why I say that is because if you are posting videos and trying to sell a product that nobody else has ever thought of before, you fall into 2 categories. Either, number 1, you found a blue ocean product that a lot of people need and there's a massive gap in the market, in which case, amazing. That is very, very, very rare. More often than not, if you're producing content and trying to sell a product that nobody else is doing, it's because other people have tried and it's not worked and nobody's bought it and everyone's given it a go and it's never worked. In which case, you're just going down a really bad path. So what you need to do is find things that other people are doing that are actually selling products that are actually making money on. The first thing that I would do is I would come here and I'd look at Ikigai and I'd say, right, what can I be paid for and what do I enjoy doing and what am I good at. If you can try and find something here, what can you be paid for and what do you enjoy doing? That's the first best place to start. So you're going to go to ChatGPT. Okay, so you're going to type in something like, give me 20 ideas that people really enjoy doing as hobbies that also have some form of product market fit. It's going to give you a bunch of different ideas here, right? So photography, gardening, knitting, cooking, fitness, cycling, fishing, video games, crafting, board games, model, hiking, music, reading, birdwatching, painting, collecting, homebrewing, pottery, astronomy. Every single one of these things you could spend your time doing and making money from, all right? Now let's go ahead up here and let's look at photography, all right? And now I'm going to prove to you that you can make money in any niche, whatever it is. The first one that lists is photography. This is my other YouTube channel here, right? 155,000 subscribers. This is just teaching people how to get better at videography, photography, edit in Lightroom, edit in Photoshop, and actually just get good at photography, right? I made 6 figures a year online from this, right? That's proof right there that this can actually help you make money. And if we go back to here, right, I was good at it. I really enjoyed doing it. I could get paid for it, and a lot of people needed it, right? You can see millions of views on my content, right? Which means that there's product market fit. I can produce something that other people want. So let's say, for example, you're really good at knitting, right? Knitting. We're going to come onto here, go onto YouTube, knitting tutorial. Okay, then we're going to go to filters. We're going to go to upload date this year, but you can see, right, a beginner's guide to knitting cable, 61,000 views. This person, 12,000 views. How to knit this hat, right? 314,000 views. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to look at this account. Now, this person has 15,000 followers, and all she does is she teaches people how to get good at knitting. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at her videos, and we're going to see, does she actually teach people how to learn that skill? Okay, so this video got 300,000 views. Let's go into her descriptions. View the pattern for free or buy the PDF pattern. Right here, straight away, $5. Right, so she's selling the pattern of how to like knit that hat. Right, get a B-hook tee. Subscribe to this channel. You know, let's go onto her website. She might even have some more things on here. Right, patterns, crochet patterns. See, so she's selling stuff through her YouTube channel. Right now, she could probably charge more. She could probably make more money. She could probably sell a course as well. But the point is you can make money in any niche you see fit, right? This person's probably making more money than you are by just producing videos on how to knit, for God's sake. Okay, so if you are really struggling to come up with ideas, just use ChatGPT and find other people that are actually selling products and producing content online that you think you can produce. And if there are other people out there that are doing it, trust me, that shows you that there is what we call product market fit. Now what you want to do is you want to identify and validate that product market fit actually exists. So the way that you do this is there are 3 key things you want to look at: feasibility, desirability, and viability. If you find something that's in the mix of the 3 of those things, then you have what we call product market fit. Feasibility basically means, do you have a business model that is viable enough for you to make money with this product? I.e., can you make an info product? Can you make a digital product with the idea that you've come up with? Viability is, can you actually create that product to supply the market with its needs? For example, if it's going to take you $10 million to build some oil rig in the North Sea, right? That's not viable. You can't do that. If you have to build an app, but you don't know how to code, and you've got to spend $50,000 building an iPhone application, that's not viable. So can you build it with the time that you have and the effort and the resources that you have available to you? If so, we're getting more towards the middle. And then finally, desirability. Is there a large enough market that exists of people that need to solve this problem? If there's like 4 people on planet Earth that want to solve that problem or learn that skill, it's not viable, right? So have the 3 of those things, and if you fit the bucket of all 3 of those things, then you're golden. Okay, so first things first, right? Find someone on YouTube that is actually doing something that you want to be doing. Are they actually selling a product? Is it viable? Is it desirable? And is it feasible? If all those things exist, that is what your product's going to be. And it's really simple. So let's make an example, right? The first thing that you need to do is you need to know who your market is. Then you need to find out what your USP is. Your USP is your unique selling point. So say, for example, right, if you came to me and said, I want to build something in the fitness space, that's a really, really broad bracket of like people that you can work with. Any person on planet Earth that is capable of moving more often than not, probably at one point in their life wants to get more fit and more healthy. That's a massive audience. So you need to kind of move it down and work out, okay, who is your actual audience you want to work with? Say, for example, it's specifically, I want to work with women. So I'm going to help women lose weight. Still pretty large audience, right? You've just cut out 50% of the world's population, but there's another 50% of people there. There's several billion people that you can work with. It's still too broad. Make it more targeted. Now I'm going to only specifically work for single mums that have some form of religious need, right? So maybe it's like single Christian mums that have dietary requirements, or maybe it's some form of culture that you want to work with that have specific dietary requirements, or there's specific food that they don't want to give up and they still want to lose weight. And then finally, people who have little to no time. That is now your market, right? So you've gone from just helping anybody on planet Earth lose weight to specifically helping single Christian mums who have a specific dietary requirement with barely any time lose a certain amount of weight. Now what this means is, when you go onto Facebook, right, and you get one of those ads and you're scrolling through and you're like, God, there's like, are they listening to me? These people seem to just know exactly what it is I want to do. That's what you need. For someone to see your video and be like, how does this person know that I have that problem, that I'm looking for that solution? This person is the perfect person for me because they specifically speak to all of my problems. That's what we're looking for here. So let's say, for example, this is now our marketplace. This is the person that we want to go ahead and serve. The next thing we need to do is there actually desirability to that, right? Does that marketplace actually exist? Are other people searching for that solution? Really simple way of doing this, going straight to YouTube or to Google and typing in single Christian mum losing weight. You can see here, Christian single mum, my weight loss journey, all right? Christian weight loss, learn a 7-step guide to eating, 5 simple strategies to lose weight for mums and busy parents, how to lose weight after a baby, right? So this niche now exists, and you can go straight onto YouTube as well, right? So we can say how to lose weight as a Christian single mum. Straight into Google, straight to YouTube. Mum of 3 reveals how she lost 100 pounds in 13 months. That's Christian weight loss, 5 tips in the Bible. Like, you see this exists, right? The hundreds of thousands of views on this content, all right? So now you know that marketplace exists, right? People are already producing content to serve that market. Therefore, you just have to just jump in and just take a small piece of that pie. And the next one is feasibility, right? How long does it take somebody to actually lose weight, right? More often than not, that's a process that they have to go through, which means that this fits really well with a subscription model, right? Because as you can see here, if you're trying to lose 5 kilograms, it's going to take anywhere between 5 to 11 weeks, right? So it's going to take 2 to 3 months, whatever it is, to lose that amount of weight. It means on average, if someone's going to try and lose 10 kilos, it's going to take them nearly 6 months to do that. Which means if you have a program that says, I'm going to help single Christian mums lose 10 kilos of body weight, they're going to pay you every single month for the next 6 months. All right, so that means that it's feasible. It works with the business model. And you can also create a course. You can create coaching programs. You can create consulting offers, whatever it is, that's feasible under this model. And then finally, viability. All you have to do is you can go to school.com and you can search for something in your niche. Is somebody else selling a course? Or you can go into someone's YouTube video and do what we did earlier and find out that people are actually selling programs in your space and in your niche, right? Here's this guy here, right? He has a program, right? It's got 235 members in it. This guy specifically teaches religious people how to lose weight, right? So now we have proven that this marketplace not only exists, is large enough, there's desirability there to solve that problem. It's feasible for you to actually fit that with the business model that I recommend, and also people are already doing it. It's viable. You can create this school community in the space of like a week. Okay, so now you should have an idea about what your product is going to be. Okay, and if you don't have any idea and you're still confused, just try and find someone that you like their content. For example, this guy, I actually really like his content. Like, I was considering buying his course after watching a few of his videos, right? That's the power of this guy's YouTube channel, because the content that he produces is pretty decent and his course is pretty good, and I'm actually interested in this kind of stuff. So I was like, actually, maybe this is something that I would be interested in. You never know, in a month I might buy his course. All right. Now, the reason why you want to do this is if you are stuck and you have no idea what to do, just find somebody like this, that you like their content, look at their program, even buy their course, have a look at how they've done it, and then just go ahead and make something very, very similar. All right. So don't get too bogged down in the weeds of like what you should actually be doing. But here's where it gets really, really important. Now you know what the product is. The biggest mistake that most people make is they spend the next 6 months building out the perfect product, building out the perfect course. It's got to have the perfect lighting. You've got to have softboxes. You've got to have LEDs. You've got to have the right camera. You've got to have microphones set up. They spend hours and hours and hours just worrying about the stuff that doesn't matter. The first course that I released was filmed on Loom, right, which is the platform that I'm using to screen record right now. It was filmed on Loom, and it was filmed with my webcam on my laptop, and I put it together in the space of about a week. Right, so go ahead and start building it. Build your most simple MVP, right? This is your task, is a minimum viable product, which is what is the basic format of this product you can create, the simplest, most simple format of this product you can create in the next 3 days or in the next 7 days that is viable enough for someone to buy and be like, yeah, it's all right, it's not great. And then like if you have to refund them, it doesn't matter. But the point is, build your minimum viable version, and then you can always take customer feedback and get your product to be better. Now, while you're actually building your product and coming up with an idea of what it's going to be, simply some form of course, some form of school community, some form of coaching offer, or some form of consulting. One of those 4 things, simple, job done, move on. All right. Now, what is your content strategy going to be? This is what I would really recommend you do. Please do not just spend the next 6 months building a product and then come to me and be like, well, I've got my product now. How do I sell it? Start posting content now, right? Because here's the thing, right? Either, as remember we said earlier, you're either a virtuoso or you're a neophyte. If you're a neophyte and you're documenting you learning how to paint, or you're documenting you actually writing the book, then you can also document you building the course. If you document yourself building out that program, more often than not, people are going to watch those videos and they're going to be asking, when is that program going to be released? Which means you are building your marketplace, you're building people that you can actually sell to. So when it does actually come around to your course being finished in the next month, whatever it's going to take you. Now, the reason why YouTube is such a great platform is because typically it takes you about 7 hours and multiple touch points with someone like me to be able to be like, I trust this guy enough to go ahead and buy his product. So if you watch an hour-long video from me, then chances are, if you get some value from this, you're going to be asking questions like, what are my paid programs? What are my actual products that will actually teach you how to do this kind of stuff, right? So I've got a paid course and community that will teach you how to build your own personal brand and build a digital product on the back of it, right? So you're probably like, well, if you watch all this stuff, you might want to go ahead and buy it. So with that being said, you can also sign high-ticket clients as well. And you can also collect payments for low-ticket and mid-ticket products without a complex sales funnel. And the reason why you can do that is because it's one-to-many marketing. YouTube allows you to post one video like this. It will take me a couple of hours to film it and edit it and post it and do the thumbnails and put it online, which is a little bit of time, I will admit. But that's one action. And if that video goes on to get 100,000 views and I've presented my product in that video, then I get 100,000 people watching an advert for my product that could go ahead and buy it, right? The lady that did the knitting video, 300,000 people watched that video, right? And in that video, she probably said, if you want to download the knitting pattern for this, click the first link down below in the description. Loads of people would have been like, I'll do that. It's only $5. I'll pay for it, right? It's free marketing. And more often than not, it's something that we call negative cost advertising. Negative cost advertising is basically you post a video and YouTube will actually now pay you AdSense to post YouTube videos. Whereas traditionally, you'd have to pay Facebook or pay YouTube or pay TikTok ad spend to get people to buy your products. Whereas with this, you get paid to do what you love, do what you enjoy, and you can also get paid to sell your own products. It's like an infinite money glitch. All right, so that's the reason why YouTube is so powerful. And the other reason is you can use YouTube videos to actually repurpose a lot of your content. So I'll show you this as an example, right? This is my profile here. Okay, now you can see I posted a video yesterday, and what I did is I used a platform called Opus Clip, and I just go ahead and I take my video and I paste it into YouTube, paste it here, the YouTube link, and then what it will do is it will take this video and it will cut it up into short form pieces of content, right? So you can see here, short form videos are already produced for me. And then what I do is I use the calendar feature here to go ahead and schedule those posts out on my Instagram profile. And as you can see right now, 2 of those posts have gone out, a few hundred views there, and I've also got it going out onto my TikTok as well. Okay, so the reason why YouTube is so powerful is you produce one piece of content, it can reach hundreds of thousands of people just on YouTube, but you can also cut it up into short form pieces of content and put it onto Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and also on Twitter. All right, so one piece of content can reach millions of people across millions of platforms. So it's like goated, honestly, so good. Okay, so how do you actually come up with content ideas? Let's say, for example, you know what your product's going to be. Let's just take this guy as an example, right? You're going to help people build 2D indie games, right? Maybe that's your niche. Now what you need to do is come up with content ideas. What's your first video going to be? All I would do is I'd go straight to YouTube. I'd search for your keywords, right, which is 2D indie games, right? Let's do this together. Let's go onto YouTube. How to build a 2D indie game. All right, I would do this. I would go on to, there you go, that's the guy here. 1 million views, right? I put the filter on. You could even do this month, and you can see what comes up. 1 month of game development, devlog 1, all right? See what this video is about. Let's go into his account, see how many videos he posts. He's done 10 videos, all right? So here we go. Is it possible to make a game in 24 hours? So the guy looks like a kid, to be fair. All right, day 1 of day 34. So this is him. He's a neophyte, right? I'm making a dream game about this mage or guy traveling across between wastelands, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you enjoyed the video, this is just him documenting him building out the game, right? Everything that he's doing, he's just documenting the process. So what I would do is I would start this challenge. I'd say, right, this is, let's say, for example, I'm building a game. I'll say day 1 of building my dream game. And I would document me for the first week building out my dream game, right? Actually in the process of doing it. Or if it's me building a business, it'd be like day 1 of going from $0 to $50,000 a month. Whatever it is, that's what I'd do. I'd just create a bunch of episodes like that and I'd start there. Very, very quickly, right? You can see that if you go into the filters, you can find videos that have done extremely well. And more often than not, if you come back here, you can actually filter by people that have actually got a lot of views on their content, right? So 73,000 views 3 weeks ago. This guy 4 weeks ago, 123,000 views. Maybe this is a good way to come up with a video idea because you know in the last 4 weeks, it's got 123,000 views. And even better is if that account doesn't have that many subscribers. So if you can find a video with an account that has like 5,000 subscribers, but they got a video with like 300,000 views, then recreate that video because if it worked for them, the chances are it'll work for you as well. Okay, so that's your idea, that's the method that you should come up with making content. Now, your YouTube content needs to be worth more than your competitors' paid programs because you will build an extreme amount of trust with your viewers. Now, when it comes to actually the theory behind YouTube and how to actually get views on YouTube, you now have to become a good content creator. Now, people will tell you all the time quality is better than quantity, and I can tell you for now that is absolute rubbish, especially if you are brand new and you're starting out, because you cannot get good, you cannot make quality without having done a lot of quantity. So what you need to do is focus on producing one video a day, 5 days a week for the next month. Literally just mass produce content and put it out onto YouTube. Because very, very quickly, if you focus on trying to improve one thing for every single video, you're going to get better and you're going to get more views. Now, YouTube prioritizes click-through rate and view duration. Okay, so if you can see here, it's one of my videos. I've got 9.3% click-through rate, which is really high. If you're getting like 1% or 2%, you're probably too low. I'd be optimizing for around 5 to 7% if you can do. An average view duration of around 6 minutes, okay, which is 4 minutes more than usual for one of my videos, which is insane, right? 6 minute average view duration is exactly what you want to be focusing on, right? So what you need to do is when you post a video is you want to cast a wide net for your title and thumbnail. Make sure that the first 1 to 2 minutes of your video exactly matches your title and thumbnail. So you will find out, for example, at the beginning of this video, I literally said I made $42,000 in just 2 months from one digital product. And here's how you can go ahead and do it. It's a free comprehensive step-by-step guide, right? That was the same as the title, and the thumbnail is exactly what you saw when you clicked on the video, right? Which reaffirms in your mind that what you clicked on is what you thought it was going to be, and now you're more likely to go ahead and continue watching, right? Clickbait doesn't work anymore, as long as like the clickbait actually exists in the video. So if you can see here, right, like this video, when you start off, it will serve out your video quite slowly. So in the first 24 hours, it got me about 56 views, right? Average watch time about 5.7 hours, didn't do that great. And the click-through rate was about 3.1%. Now, what will typically happen, and then 6 minutes average view duration, okay? So you can see in the first 24 hours, those are kind of the stats. Now, what will happen is after a while is when it gets to about 1 to 2 days in, your video will start going a bit exponential and it'll just start pushing out your videos even more, and then you'll end up getting around 2,500 views. Okay, now from this one video that got me 2,500 views, I was able to sign on 2 high-ticket clients and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 customers for my coaching program, my mid-ticket program. All right, so literally all you have to do is produce content, find what's currently working, go onto YouTube, copy what's already working, make sure that you've got product market fit, come up with an idea. Just simply copy what other people are doing, and trust me, you will see amazing results. And the final kind of closing statement behind this is really what I would say to you is do not try and chase perfection, right? If every single time you start producing a video, you're trying to create the best video, you're trying to go viral on every single video, not only are you going to drive yourself mad, but it's not going to happen that way. Sometimes people do blow up overnight. And you see them and you're like, how did this guy get 50,000 views in his first video? Trust me, for every one person that went viral on their first video, there's probably about 600 million people that didn't even get more than 100 views on their first video. So you have to be, the only way you can outcompete and actually succeed in this game is just producing a lot of content and just staying religiously, just absolutely just bashing out as much stuff as you possibly can. So if you do those things and you make sure you apply everything that I've told you in this video, trust me, you're going to absolutely crush it. You're going to do very, very well. Now, as a final remark, if you want to go ahead, drop me a follow over here on Volkismat, DM me the word course, and I will send you a link to go ahead and join my program if you want to go ahead and join my coaching program. Alternatively, there will also probably be a link down below in the description. And also go ahead and just drop me a follow over here on Instagram as well, because, you know, want to grow all my channels. But hopefully you got some value from this video, guys. If you've got any questions, drop them down below in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to help. And I'll see you guys in the next video.